All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol SNDL, Sundial Growers Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And before we go ahead and jump into everything this chart has, I just want to quickly announce that I have a Twitter account now. The link is down below in the description. And for every single investor to stay tuned till the end of this video, I have a new ticker symbol to share with you guys that has been pulled down by analysis ratings, and this could be a temporary pull down, or it could be something that we want to watch closely. So I want everybody to know that we don't know the bottom, no one knows the bottom, but you definitely want to keep it on your radar as it continues to pull down or how it starts to consolidate. So keep that in mind. So stay tuned till the end of this video so we can talk more about it. So here we are with SNDL stock, Sundial Growers Inc., and it had broken through resistance, reached highs here of about 78.67, started to fall, and it broke through the 50-day moving average within the last couple hours of the day. And here we are seeing newer lows. So let's go ahead and move our resistance and support to its new location. Let's get the support to its exact point here. And I want every single investor to be aware of the fact, before we talk about this resistance and support, I'm going to try to dissect this as much as possible and tell you guys about some numbers a little bit on the broader spectrum of things. And the first thing I want you guys to be aware of is $57.99. I'd round that up to 58 cents. Super important number if this support gets broken through. We want to keep that in mind moving forward. And also the fact that it hit a newer low as it was being bearish. So we need to see if this consolidates or starts to get pulled down again. So it's currently at 65 cents. I've talked about 65, 66, and 63 cents being some important numbers here based off the chart, right? When you go ahead and look at it, we talked about those lows, and we don't want the stock to kind of break through this point. Like anything below that can start to mean newer lows, newer support levels, and getting deeper into bearish territory, pulling away from the 50-day moving average in the downward direction. So we're kind of right there on a thread, and we're in bearish territory. So I want every single investor to be aware of the fact that 65 cents is like the cutoff right before getting to 63. And then right after it breaks through 63, we're about to see these newer lows. And then you want to keep in mind 58 cents beyond the support we're going to talk about today. Now, it's super important to keep in mind too that this type of volatility is kind of normal for this stock. It's below $1 and so forth, but we still want to watch it carefully, right? You want to be very mindful of these pullbacks, and this is a pretty big pullback. It went from 71 cents almost down to 60. That's like 11 cents in just a few hours. Now, let's go ahead and see here the highest point. The highest point, once again, is 78.66. Right there, it's 69, give or take. That's an important point moving forward because that's what needs to be broken through by the bulls to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. But I want every single investor to be aware of the fact that this resistance level is the most important resistance level in the next coming days and weeks for this to get away from the 50-day moving average and work its way up to newer highs. Super important. So I want every single investor to be aware of that. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this a little bit narrowed on the bearish side of things, and then we'll talk about this resistance level in just a moment, and we're going to talk about our support. So the 50-day moving average here is 70.09. I can't land exactly on it, but just to round it down, 70 cents. Super important to be broken through to get into bullish territory, and anything below it is bearish territory. Now, this is not technically a resistance level, but I would use it. It's currently sitting at 65 cents, but this resistance level is 65.91. I just rounded up to 66 cents, and that just gives me an insight or an indication that this is moving upwards. Okay, it's not a real resistance level, it's optional, but I would use it. I would personally use it just to know where the momentum is going. And then I would probably look up here at 66 and some change, and then up here, which is basically almost the 50-day moving average, at 69 cents to know how close we're getting or how far we're getting from the 50-day moving average. Now, those are points that are optional, But the most important one I would use is 66 to see if it's pulling up. But it doesn't technically mean that this is going to break through the next resistance level, that it's going to break through the 50-day moving average, and that it guarantees that the bulls are going to continue upwards. It's just an indicator to know where the momentum is going. Now, our support level here is 60.81. If that gets broken through, you want to pay close attention to the next support level that I mentioned earlier, how the stock is reacting between those two areas, and if the bulls are trying to reappear and bring it back up, or are the bears tearing this one down quickly and pulling it further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. You want to keep that in mind. Super important moving forward. Now, I want every single investor to be aware that if this stock does not break through the 50-day moving average and it does not break through the resistance and it just kind of hangs out, new resistance levels, new support levels that we might see, let's just say on Tuesday, and it didn't reach up here and it didn't reach up here, there's still an importance here with this resistance level that we're about to talk about. So there'll be new resistance levels and new support levels. We want to keep those in mind moving forward and for the next trading day as the week progresses. But the most important resistance level based off this chart for the next coming days and weeks is right there at 71.99, 72 cents. If that does not get broken through, the bulls are going to have trouble pulling further away from the 50-day moving average and reaching newer highs and new resistance levels. I want every single investor to be aware of that because this is the highest point before the fall, before breaking through the 50-day moving average and before falling to these new lows here of 60 cents. So this is the most important resistance level moving forward for the next coming weeks and days. Now, if the volatility brings this one back up significantly, we'll watch it. But if it doesn't reach it, you still want to keep this one in mind moving forward. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. So for those of you that have stayed till the end of this video, the ticker symbol is FCEL. But I need you guys to hear me out. As I stated earlier, it's been pulled down by analysis ratings. Okay? They could be correct or they could be rebutted by another analysis, right? Or we need to just watch this to see where the bottom is and how it's going to react. Now, nobody knows the bottom. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold. I'm just telling you guys, add this to your radar and watch this coming up in this week and the next following weeks because this sector is hot right now. There's big potential here and this pullback could be temporary. And if investor sentiment thinks otherwise of what the analysis feels or stated, this could actually bring itself back up. I mean, how many times have you seen analysis ratings pull down a stock and then there's a rebound or there's a bottom, quote unquote, and from that bottom it starts to pick up, it consolidates, and it continues to run because of investor sentiment, hope, speculation, and hype in the sector or in the market that stock is in. So you definitely want to keep all these things in mind. Now, I'm not saying the analysis is incorrect or that they're not, but you want to definitely keep in mind that the analysis rating could be true or it could be temporary. That's what I want you guys to stay tuned for watching this one moving forward. Once again, that ticker symbol is FCEL, Fuel Cell Energy Inc. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.